There might be something we can do. I stole the maps from a warden that had come to Kirkwall. I wanted to know if he was looking for me. He wasn't. The maps were for planning their own expedition into the deep roads.
How does that help us?
Does that mean the Grey Wardens are here?
If the Wardens are here, I know where. We could bring Carver to them.
And what? Become a Grey Warden?
Would they agree to this?
Is this even possible? How does someone become a Grey Warden?
Shh.
I can't tell you. But it's not something you can undo once it's done. Even if you want to.
This just keeps sounding better.
They might agree to it, however. That's if we can find them in time.
Would it save him?
Is becoming a Grey Warden a cure?
Yes, I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Not without a price. One not everyone is willing to pay.
What does that mean?
What price? Maker's breath, spit it out.
The process of becoming a warden is unpleasant and irreversible. It also means you might never see your brother again. He might survive the blight, but at the cost of becoming a Grey Warden. It's not an easy life. Trust me.
We have to try to save Carver. You got away from them. Yes, a guy who's had several years practice avoiding Templars. Fair enough, touche. You got away from them.
What about you? You're not a Grey Warden anymore.
You think I got away? Eventually they or the Circle will drag me back. I've got no illusions about that.
Well, we have to try and save Carver.
If there's even a chance, we must take it.
Then I hope I'm right.
What's wrong?
I think they're nearby. Or it could be Darkspawn.
Hooray, friendship. Boo, dogs. Right, it's your lucky day. Fireballs for everyone. Yes, so Darkspawn Taint. So how do you cure it is by having more Darkspawn Taint. Oh, hello. Bizarrely, the grunts have actually got more health in this game, and the emissary is almost a separate entity. Almost a separate creature, which is not what I recall. Oh, the emissary moved when I wasn't paying attention. Of course it did. Oh boy, I don't want you dying yet, my boy. Oh, I don't want to die either. Okay, I died. Anders, you're me now. I'm you. Which is weird because you don't really have any kind of offensive spells, do you? You're a healer. Yeah, I probably should have. Hello.
Anders.
Fancy meeting you here, Stroud.
I could say the same. Aren't you supposed to be dead?
That's the rumor. But I didn't come here to swap stories with you.
We got a volunteer.
You mean the boy as a recruit? Of course you do. I'm sorry. I know this comes as no comfort to you, but we do not recruit Grey Wardens out of pity. It is no kindness.
You'd rather he die?
You think it's kinder to let Carver die from the blight?
Sometimes it is. Yes.
Stroud, trust me when I say this one is worth your time. With the blight over, you Wardens don't have recruits lining up.
This is no simple thing, Anders. This may be as much a death sentence as the sickness, and you know it.
He'll die anyway. Take him and try. I'm asking you.
If the boy comes, he comes now, and you may not see him again. Being a Grey Warden is not a cure. It is a calling.
Are you sure about this?
I'm sorry, not at all. It's your only chance. That's your only chance.
If this is the only way you can live, then it has to be.
We must move quickly. if we are to make the surface in time.
Then I guess this is it. Take care of Mother.
How come he's the only one affected by the Darkspawn blight? Just random thought. Mage specialise in devastating long-range attacks and debilitating effects. Unless you're Anders. Sorry.
Home, sweet home. Finally. Oh, I wonder if Bartrand came back to the city. You think I'd be that lucky?
Probably not. I don't care about Bartrand.
Revenge isn't exactly the most pressing thing on my mind right now.
I know. I'm sorry about what happened to your brother.
He'll make it. Carver's stronger than he thinks.
I should have seen Bartrand's betrayal coming. I'll find that maggot if it's the last thing I do. I imagine you'll be heading home to tell the family.
I don't have much choice.
You'll be a wealthy man, Hawk. It wasn't all for nothing.
Oh, my baby. You made it home.
Uh,
Father is with you.
No,
Is he coming back?
I don't know.
I don't know.
At least it's not a no.
So the champion's brother was a Grey Warden.
Yes, but that's not the connection you're looking for.
Isn't it? The involvement of the Grey Wardens makes perfect sense. And the champion's companions? Merrill, Aveline, Isabella? That Warden Anders.
Don't remind me. I introduced them.
We thought they all came from Ferelden together, but now it makes sense. Motive and opportunity.
It's still not what you think.
Then I need to hear more.
Unless you've already decided. I can always go if you don't need me anymore.
Tell me what came next.
This is a really long story.
The treasure we found in the deep roads made us a fortune. The champion moved up in the world. Literally. Bought a mansion in Hightown. Everyone knew who he was now. Even the Viscount was taking notice.
Eep.
The Grey Wardens left Kirkwall. It was months before we learned Connor survived. 3 years later, the Qunari still hadn't left. The Qunari insisted they were waiting for their ship. But some of us knew better.
I thought British Rail was bad. 3 years delays. Obviously, they're pushing their luck and invade in hopes of possibly getting reinforcements and then invading or something.
The compound was not meant to be permanent. There are concerns the Qunari influence is no longer contained.
Was it ever? Kirkwall has tension enough between Templar and Mage. But these Qunari, they sit like gargoyles waiting for Maker knows what, and everyone goes mad around them. Nearly 4 years I've stood between fanatics. And now, this.
Don't keep us in suspense.
leave us. Meredith at my throat, Orsino at my heels, and a city scared of heretical giants. Balance has held because the Qunari asked for nothing. Even the space in Lowtown was a gift to contain them. But now, the Arishok has requested you, by name. What did you do?
Small things, brief but honest. I assume that's just kind of like a very short list of what we did. We'll go through that, I think. Be honest.
I got his attention a couple of times. I guess I impressed him, but that was years ago.
It makes no sense. And it doesn't matter. I just need them quiet. I remember how you helped my son. It seems you are meant to have influence above your station. Speak to the Arishok. Give him what he needs to keep the peace. Can you do that for Kirkwall, Sarah Hawk?
How is your son?
Have the years been kind to Seamus?
He is his own man. But your actions tempered him somewhat. He's not so angry at the world.
Hooray!
I thank you for that. I may not agree with him on many things, but I am proud of what he is becoming.
What does the Arishok want?
Any idea what I can expect?
None. Honestly, I don't think I've heard two direct words from the Arishok. Other than his rather deliberate phrasing of begone. If you think his asking me to notify you of this is strange, well, you would be right.
Is anyone against the Qunari?
I've seen hate for them, but I haven't heard anything major in years.
Zealots are bravest where their lies can't be argued, behind closed doors. Chantry leaders see Qunari beliefs as a challenge, not an attack. But the message gets muddled among casual adherents. I'm certainly not equipped to argue the fine points of faith.
Do you fear a war?
The Qunari usually arrive as conquerors. Odd that this has gone on so long.
Very, and I have no interest in antagonizing them. That is partially why I suffer being a messenger today. A treaty exists, and it has been honored. Although...
You have doubts?
They claim they're waiting for a second ship. But it has been 3 years. They want something else.
Could you not just expel them? I don't think so. Probably diplomatic wouldn't work, but it's a possibility.
Sounds like you'd be better off without this headache.
They will not leave, and we don't have the resources to force the issue. At least, not in a way that would leave the city intact. If they had come to conquer, I suspect they would have done so.
I'm no diplomat. Most of our choices have been somewhat diplomatic. Of course I will try and help.
I'm always willing to assist.
Well, that is an attitude this city has lacked for a long time. Appease the Arishok. Take his demand and let him return to dormancy. As awkward as this has been, it is better than the alternative. What a mess.
I mean that kind of thought, you know, it's like that kind of work. That kind of thought does always work. Remember the 1930s? Ooh, there's a thing there.
Living down is looking more and more appealing.
The Clamerin accounts. 50 years. That's how long it took the Imperium to drive out the Qunari occupation, but the rest of northern Thedas was not so lucky. Both divines, white and black, declared exalted marches, and for the only time since the schism of the Chantry, they worked together. A century-long siege resulted, with the giant Qunari entrenched in Antiva and Rivain, and all of Thedas throwing armies against them. The war drained the resources of every nation in Thedas, leaving most on the brink of collapse. For the giants, it did not appear to be the damage to their armada or the loss of their soldiers, but the terrible toll upon the Rivaini population that prompted their retreat. When the third new exalted march had all but massacred the people of Kant Ar, without even chipping the Qunari occupying force, the giants finally withdrew. The treaty that put an official end to the Qunari wars was signed on the politically neutral island of Clamerin, off the southern coast of Rivain. 150 years after their assault on the mainland began, the Qunari left our shores. They received the northern archipelago in exchange for the cessation of hostilities against all the nations on the accord. Only Tevinter refused to sign, and so the war continues to rage in the Imperium to the present day. It's worth noting, however, that the Kingdom of Ravane immediately violated the treaty. Twice. Once when the humans of northern Ravane, nearly all practitioners of the Qun, and therefore by definition Qunari, refused to leave their homes and go in exile to the islands. And again, when the Ravane Chantry and nationalist forces, unable to convert its people back to the worship of the Maker, tried a purge by the sword, slaughtering countless unarmed people and burying them in mass graves. It's a fortunate mystery that the leaders of Kant A did not alert their allies in the Northern Passage, or we'd still be fighting the giants now. Ooh, new quests. Main plot or companions. Plans for the future. Talk to Varric. Visit Anders. Speak to Anders. Calling on the captain. Catch up with Aveline at the barracks in the Viscount's Keep. Speak to Fenris at his Hightown mansion. Catch up with Isabella in Lowtown's Hanged Man pub. Sebastian has something he would like to discuss with you at the Chantry. And nothing from Meryl. I'm disappointed. Demands of the Qun. The continued Qunari presence in the city is causing tensions to rise. The Viscount's concern appears matched by the Arishok's annoyance. The root of the problem must be found. Speak to the Arishok in the Qunari compound by the docks. Right, so let's go and talk. As we're here, we'll go and talk to Aveline, I think.
Good day, Sir Arne.
Hello. Ooh, I'm a Sarah now. We need more healing potions. Door. Aveline!
We'll need to give them answers by tomorrow, Captain.
I'll have them. Dismissed.
The Seneschal was particularly vocal.
Dismissed. You'd think the Captain of the Guard could requisition a Templar or two, but no, that would be demeaning. Can't have them working for the people when eternity needs a nanny.
Job not what you expected.
You had to know cleaning up this mess would be difficult.
It's not the challenge, it's the unending part. And really, I blame you. You poured money into a pot that was already full. Everything has shifted.
Wait, what?
Good job validating the fears of every anti-Ferelden and Kirkwall.
My success is your headache?
I didn't realize I was making it worse by getting ahead.
I'm just harassing you. Although you are a bit like the center of a hurricane. You've changed fortunes for many people, not always for the better.
You knew Yevon left a mess. Or was it Javen?
After the last captain, you couldn't have expected this to be easy.
At least I had the guards on my side. Once they understood, they rallied. And those who didn't weren't fit to hold the crest. Stack friends against the enemies. I don't know if I came out ahead, but it's for the better.
Do you need more resources?
Sounds like you're spreading yourself pretty thin.
There are a lot of people in my charge. Someone has to look out for them.
You guard the guardsmen.
I don't turn people loose like Jevon. There's additional training, doubled patrols. Costs are up, but I've halved injuries. I'll take it and argue with Seneschal Bran later.
You love this.
Grouse all you want, but the Aveline I know doesn't regret a second as captain.
They'd have to drag me out of here. And I'm sure some are lining up to try. You among them, I bet. Haven't had much time to follow you around. Not that I need to. I can trust that you at least try to do right. I'm with you if you need me, Hawk. Just say the word.
Hooray! Right. More running around in Hightown. Because we've got to go and speak to Fenris. Meet up with this Sebastian chap. Can I just leave? Will that make me pick a new party? Or am I just wandering around myself? Oh!
Oh, there you are.
Hello!
I've been looking everywhere for you, Messiah. If only you humans didn't all look the same.
Skin colour is a thing. And dwarves are so varied. I had to meet the Viscount.
I was called to the keep on important business, Bodan.
Yes, I was hoping to catch you before you arrived. I came to deliver this to you, the last of the proceeds from all that treasure you found in the deep roads. It seems your friend Varric found a buyer after all, yes? Quite well done.
Thank you. You ran all that way?
So you raced here just to give me this?
I didn't want to be responsible for so much coin. Just holding that purse was making me sweat. Before I go, may I simply say how grateful I am that you've allowed my boy to stay in your home.
Yay!
I said I would repay you for saving Sandal's life, and I shall serve you faithfully. It is good to know it is safe.
What's wrong with my mouth? You don't need to serve me.
I didn't ask you to be my manservant, Bodan.
But I owe you a debt, and after what happened in the deep roads, I have no other way to repay you. I'll leave you to your adventures. Your mother asks that you return to the mansion when you have a chance.